What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru. It's time for a little game review. This game that we're going to be talking about today, it's called Rive. It's from Two Tribes. To help me out with this, I brought my buddy Toby along for the ride. How you doing today, Toby?
I'm good, thanks, Bobby. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So, we got reached out to by Two Tribes. So, first off, we want to thank Two Tribes for contacting us, asking us if we were interested in reviewing this game. It was a nice surprise, I gotta say. Like, it was kind of cool.
I'm a big fan of Two Tribes. They made one of my favourite puzzle games of all time, Tokitori.
See, I remember when that game came out, you raved about that game big time.
Yeah.
And I believe you even did a video, didn't you, one time on it?
Yeah.
For my one of my channels, either the Geek Guru or the Nintendo Guru, I forget which one it was. I too like that game. I think I bought both of them, if I'm not mistaken, on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Tokitori 1 and 2. Both good games. This game, though, however, is much different than those two games.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
if you're looking at like that as a pedigree, like, don't think like this is going to be one of those types of games, like a puzzle or platformer type thing. Like, this is anything but. And basically what they're describing is the metal wrecking robot hacking shooter you've been waiting for. What's your takeaway so far?
I think it's a very interesting game because it's sort of a twin stick shooter, but also a platformer at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of mixes genres a little bit, and I think it's quite interesting what they've done with it.
The one thing I do like about this is you can play two styles. You can play single solo player, which is how I've actually consumed most of this way. This week I actually got with Tony and we actually split it the way it works is you take a life and one person controls the guns and the other one controls the actual moving and the sticks. When you die, it flips the controls. So you don't always control one way. And I think that's unique. I think it's pretty ingenious, and it actually adds to a lot of fun and a lot of yelling and all that. So it's kind of cool.
It's called Copilot Mode, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's called Copilot Mode, and it's interesting.
It does remind me a little bit of the Copilot Mode in Star Fox on the Wii U.
Does it? Oh,
yeah, because there was a mode
right.
where you could do that as well.
Yeah,
obviously, completely different games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same concept.
The HD rumble in this is in full effect. Like, you definitely, as you're playing, you're feeling the thing shake as different things are coming at you and hitting you. You can feel the vibrations going through. I like that aspect as well. Like, I like that a lot. What is probably your favorite thing about this game, like, in terms of gameplay or anything like that? Like, what's your takeaway?
Well, you know what I really liked is the upgrade system. Sort of, you can visit a shop and buy, you collect sort of money or points. I can't remember what the currency is, but
it's bolts.
Bolts. Yes. You can spend that on upgrades for your spider robot.
Yes.
And it's interesting because it affects the way you play. So the first upgrade I got, it was a sort of a spread shot, like a shotgun blast. Mm-hmm. And I could have got like a missile launcher or something else, but so that meant that I was waiting for clusters of enemies to come together so I could blast them all at once.
Yes.
And, if I'd got the missile one, then I might have sort of kept my distance a bit more and fired all my missiles off towards the enemies that way. So, but, I was getting up close.
Yeah, the one thing that I really, truly enjoy about this game is it keeps the pace moving. Like, when you die, sometimes it takes you a little further away. Sometimes it's like seconds away, and you're right back in the action. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say I'm going along a tunnel, and I'm getting killed in a certain section. The checkpoint could be just beyond, but there are no true checkpoints. It's just, invisible checkpoints per se.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice that, like, you die, but you're right back in the action. It doesn't stop. And it feels like it's the flow and the consistency of that is it makes it feel intense. Like, you constantly feel like you're within the action, especially when you get, like, multiple enemies coming from all these different directions, and they're just swarming on you. But at the same time, like you said with the upgrades, it does make you feel like beast mode sometimes. Like, you're just taking stuff out, and it's like the destruction's exploding around you, and you're feeling the rumble, and It's really ingenious.
Yeah, I will say that this game takes no prisoners. It's not an easy game by any means.
No.
Many occasions where you end up in a sort of a locked room where just loads of enemies are coming at you from all directions, and you've just got to survive for long enough and take the enemies out before the room unlocks. And that sort of design, I think they could be a bit more creative with it, because it happens quite a lot where you get locked in a confined space. But they do mix it up sometimes. There was a particular room early on where you go through the room. It's like quite a long, wide room, and it's got some platforming bits to it. And you get to the end, and all of a sudden this big laser shows up, and it starts coming at you, and you're forced to go back across the room the way you came.
Yes.
And then when you get to the other side, then you're forced to go the other way again. And it switches the room up in the way you sort of navigate and attempt to like move around the room. So,
but it also gives you that panic, because it's coming at you, and it's coming pretty quick, and it's like, oh my god, we're gonna get up against the wall, and it's like right up against you, and it stops, and then all of a sudden, boom, it starts coming out, and you're like, I like that. I did like that aspect of it. There's another section that I find enjoyable, but man, hectic and hard. There's a train station, and you're trying to hack a train in order to get further along in the game, and it's like the trains, you're going through these tunnels, and these trains are just flying, man. They hit you and they just destroy you. And it's like, there's these little like divots that you have to drop down into, and the train flies over top of you, and then you're trying to jump on top of the trains and work your way up. It is so cool. It is really well done.
Yeah, that is a really cool sort of room. And I do find, you mentioned hacking. I think that the hacking is, I'm not so keen on the hacking. Like I feel like they're sort of almost going for like a Metroid style thing, because you press a button, the whole screen sort of goes green, and then you aim a little light around and you can hack things. And I don't think there's much to that. It's sort of like you just switch in from being able to shoot to scanning, and I just don't think it's that interesting.
The one thing, I disagree, and I think it's pretty cool. And the one thing that I did like was there was these moments where you had these poofs of like, I want to say like watery energy that you could float in, and you can move around within that space. There's zero gravity within those, right? And then you would jump in the sky, but when you put on and you activate the hacking device, everything slows down. So you were jumping from zero gravity through the gravity in the air, turn the hacking on, it would slow everything down. You'd have to hit it at this right point. It would hack the device, and then another zero gravity spot would open up, and you'd have to try to land in it because the whole floor is electrified. It just adds to that tension, and it makes me feel anyway that there was a consistent tension and sense of urgency throughout, and it kept me like engaged in the game the whole time. Like it's definitely one of those games too, like you need to pay attention to your surroundings at all times. It's not one of those ones where you're like, I'm kind of just floating through and I'm doing my thing, and it's like, it's very memorable in that, where it's like you constantly feel like that pressure coming on you. I like that a lot. It's a nice feel to it.
What about when you get a little helper robot that floats around with you?
I like that. I like either the nurse or I like the shooters. Both of those two are really cool. The nurse is cool because it just makes me feel protected, like I don't have to worry about dying or whatever. But then, like, I do like the shooters, man, because they really, I tried to like get a bunch of them, like get a little army of them, but you can only hack one at a time. And I was like, damn, man, I wanted to get like 5 of them and just go through. But it didn't work that way. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool because they're actually enemies. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to shoot you, and then you hack them and take them over, and then on the next unit they're working with you. So I like that. Did you feel at any time that it was like so hard that you were consistently stuck at an area, or did you feel like even though you were stuck, you could kind of break through and move on?
I did feel a little bit frustrated in some rooms where you just keep dying over and over, and like there's this one room where there's like a conveyor belt on the floor, and there's like these big things that crush down from the ceiling, and the conveyor belt changes directions and enemies are coming down as well, and just sort of having to do that room over and over and over did get a little bit annoying. But when you do get through it, you feel a sense of relief.
Yes.
And also accomplishment as well with that. So I think it depends what sort of gamer you are. Like if you get frustrated easily, then this, might not be for you. But if you like a challenge and you feel like, you like to overcome challenges like that, then this is definitely a good game.
So you might be saying like, well, where else can I get this if I don't have a Nintendo Switch? And I want to let you guys know that like it is available on the PS4 and Steam. It actually launched in 2016 on both of those. It just launched November 17th on the Nintendo Switch, but there's exclusive things to the Nintendo Switch version, which the play with a friend in co-op or Copilot mode, that is exclusive. Obviously, the HD Rumble is exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. More achievements, 48 and counting, are within this game, and the game loads faster, plays smoother, tweaked pretty much.
Yeah, I mean it's buttery smooth. Like,
it is.
For the amount of things that go on, the amount of explosions and enemies and stuff, it's a gorgeous game. Like, there's no slowdown.
Yes.
The graphics are really, really nice. There's this good sort of depth of field effect going on, like things in the background are nicely detailed, but a little bit out of focus, and
that's the thing. Like, when the Switch is notorious as of late, like that's the one thing people look at as the flaw, is they try to catch it with slowdown. Like, you looked at Doom and different games like that, like if people would complain that like if too many things get on the screen at once, it slows down. This, you have stuff coming from all different directions, and I can't say that I ever noticed slowdown once in this game, other than, like I said, when you turn on your hacking device, but that's built in the game. It's supposed to be at that point. But like when the enemies are on the stage and stuff, never slows down, keeps moving full throttle. Like, I love that aspect of it, man. It's just like, again, it just feels like you're in action all the time, and it's just a lot of great stuff.
How do you feel about the humor of the game?
I do like the humor.
Yeah?
I like you in the thing, and the thing that made me laugh the most was like the first time you're trying to move in the walls there and you can't go, and this little robot comes up and you shoot the robot. Like, because at first I thought it was an enemy, and I'm shooting him and he blows up, and I'm like, okay, and then he comes flying back down again, and I'm like, I just killed you. But he continues the conversation where he left off. So I'm like, okay, whatever, and I shoot him and kill him again. Yeah. And then he like comes this time in a force field. In a force field,
yeah.
That made me laugh. That was really good stuff. I like that aspect of it. I also like I like the voice acting. I think the voice acting was done very
good
well.
Quality. Yeah, high quality.
And I like the fact that like you're in this spider tank, but you're constantly talking to yourself, and it's just at the perfect time, because it's giving you little hints, and it's telling you like, hey, I need to do this, or hey, I need to do that, and I gotta look for this, and so it's constantly like, I like it. It's questions you're almost asking yourself, but he's saying it out loud, and it's kind of giving you a sense of direction. So I do like that aspect of it as well.
Yeah, I think that some of the jokes do fall flat. Like, not everyone hits, but I think it has got a good sense of humor, and even in like the transitional things, like where you get the screen pop up and it's like level loading or something, and there's like little video gamey self-referencey things there that show up, and I think that's that's pretty good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like this game is just truly a lot of fun to play. Like, it wasn't one of those games that like it was a chore to go back to. Sometimes with games on the Switch, I find myself having to push myself back to it. This is one that I consistently was just like, man, I want to go play Rive. Like, this game is really a lot of fun. And I like the leaderboards. Like, I would beat a level, and I would have a message that, like, my friend beat it in a quicker time than me, or scored more points or whatever. And I like that aspect of it. I was like, this is really kind of cool,
It's got a real pick up and playness to it. You can play in short bursts or long periods.
And from looking at it, it looks like only 4 or 5 people put this game together. So it's a really small team. That worked on
impressive.
This, that's very impressive. I feel. Anything else you want to add to this before we break it down and give a score or anything like that, Toby?
I think that if you're into hard action shooter games, like, give this a look. Because I feel like it got overlooked on other platforms, and I don't know why that is. Like, I feel like people should really sort of pay attention to it a bit more.
I agree. I think that it definitely I never heard about it when it hit the PS4 and Steam, and it could have just been that like it wasn't my ecosystem at the time, and it just kind of grazed over. I did start hearing about it right around the time it launched because of friends of mine playing it. But then I got in there, when we got the review codes. It was on my radar. I got the review codes, and I was like, okay, I want to take a serious look at this thing. And I'm looking at it, and like, man, this is one that like really people need to grab. I feel like this is one of those ones. It's a little diamond in the rough. The Switch is so inundated with games right now that you need to know that like there are games that are really good, and this is one of them. And for $14.99, that is not bad at all. It's a really solid price. I think that everybody that gets it, you're getting your money's worth out of it. Like, I don't feel like there's challenges within it. Like, I don't know if you tinkered with any of the challenges and stuff. Like, I messed with a few earlier today, and I enjoy it. I think it's really a lot of fun. So, real quick, let's get to the point where we go in and talk about a score and let's rate this thing. Basically, I want to give it between a 1 and a 10, 1 being abysmal, 10 being phenomenal. And I'll start with you, Toby. What would you score this thing?
Are we doing 0.5s?
You could do 0.5s. I know you.
Well, I'm gonna pull an IGN and go 8.5.
Okay.
I feel like it's really, really good. What holds it back a little bit for me is the scanning. Like I don't know. I know you made good points about that, but I still don't feel like it's hitting that point for me. But I think just the action, like gameplay of it, was really satisfying. Respawning, like creative level design and everything. It looks great, sounds great, runs great.
I too am going to give this one an 8.5. I feel like this is really a lot of fun. I also want to go as far as to give it like a Nintendo Guru seal of approval, meaning go buy it. Like, you need to go buy this game. If you're a gamer, you like good games, fun games, this is one right for you. I can't see how anybody would be upset owning this game or having this game in their library. It is a blast to play. I can't wait to play more of it. I love it. Every chance I get, I try to play as much as I possibly can, and I think other people will. So that is all. Thank you guys for checking out this review. We're going to try to do more of these, and we're going to keep pushing forward, and we'll see how things go in the future. But be sure to go check out Toby at Toby's_take on Twitter, myself at Nintendo Gurus. Please like, share, subscribe to this video if you get a chance. Go check out Two Tribes. Go on the eShop now and go buy Rive Ultimate Edition. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
Ciao.